This video is presented by the EA Game Changers. In this video, I'm going to be activating all 50 Superstar X Factor players in the same video. I'm going to show you how to get them in the zone. First up, we got Lamar Jackson in the Truz X Factor. This means he cannot fumble when he gets in the zone. You'll always notice in the bottom corner of your play call screen, it'll tell you exactly what you need to do to get your players in the zone. For Lamar Jackson, he needs at least 8 rushes of 1 or more yards, and that's pretty easy to do with Lamar Jackson because he's the best running QB in the game. So we're just racking up our yards here. As soon as we get 8 rushes of 1 or more yards, he will then be in the zone and he will not be able to fumble the ball until he gets knocked out of the zone. So here we go. Truz is activated. So now we can go all out. We don't have to slide. We don't have to go out of bounds. We can juke. We can try to make people miss because if we get tackled or hit, he will not fumble the ball. And you know QBs fumble the ball a lot in Madden. So this is a great ability for Lamar Jackson. Up next, we have Patrick Mahomes in Bazooka. This increases his throwing distance by 15 plus yards. All he has to do is complete 2 passes of at least 30 yards or more in the air, meaning the ball has to actually travel at least 30 yards in the air 2 times and it needs to be completed. Now he's in the zone. Bazooka plus Tyreek Hill on a streak equals touchdown every time. The most dangerous duo in the league. You are not outrunning Bazooka or Tyreek Hill's 99 speed. This is the most lethal combination in the game. We got Tom Brady in his Pro Reads X Factor. This ability highlights his first open receiver when he's in the zone, and it also makes him immune to pressure while throwing the ball. To get him into the zone, we need to complete 5 consecutive passes of 5 or more yards through the air. So we're diming up and down the field so that we can get the GOAT in the zone, and now he's activated. Pro Reads is ready to go. You can see the B icon of Mike Evans blinking. He's the first open receiver. That is Pro Reads in action. We also have Drew Brees, who also has the Pro Reads ability, so we need to dime up and down the field. Remember, 5 consecutive passes of 5 or more yards through the air. Now he's activated. We could see the Y receiver blinking. He's the first open man on the play. We're going to try to get down the field here. Now, we're not going to throw to the first open receiver, but we're immune to pressure. We see Mike Thomas going deep, so we're going to strike for a touchdown. Next, we have Aaron Rodgers in the Gambler X Factor. When he gets in the zone, he cannot be intercepted by AI defenders. To get him in the zone, you need to complete 5 consecutive passes of 5 or more yards. And with Devontae Adams, he has double me. So if he makes 3 catches of 20 plus yards, then he's in the zone and he can win one-on-one aggressive catches. So we have them both in the zone at the same time. So why not use them together? We can't be intercepted by the AI. And if it's one-on-one, Devontae Adams is going to go up and snag the aggressive catch. Let's finish off the drive going for the end zone. You got to double that man. He has double me. Aaron Rodgers has Gambler. That's a dynamic duo right there. You're going to run into a lot of problems if you have to face the Packers this year. In the same game, we got Khalil Mack with his Unstoppable Force X Factor. When he gets in the zone, he's going to block shit really quickly on the pass rush. You need 3 sacks throughout the game to get him in the zone. And you see here, he's putting Aaron Rodgers on the turf, making the ball come loose. And now he is in the zone. He's activated. Look how quick he's coming off the edge. You cannot contain this man. That's an unstoppable force. Next up is Russell Wilson with the Blitz Radar X Factor. When he gets in the zone, he will know who is blitzing on defense pre-snap. To get him in the zone, you need to scramble 5 times for 10 or more yards. This one's a little bit harder to pull off, but once you get the 5 scrambles of 10 or more yards, then he will be in the zone. His X Factor will be activated, and here we have it. You can see the exclamation points over the defenders' heads. I know that they're blitzing, so I know what spots on the field are going to be open, and I can pick up a first down. The key to this on defense, if you bluff blitz one of your defenders, it will fake Russell Wilson out and he will think that they are blitzing. Here I can see nobody's blitzing pre-play, so I know I have time to stand firm in the pocket and deliver a strike for a touchdown. Up next is DeAndre Hopkins with the Double Me X Factor. Remember, when he gets into the zone, he's going to win the one-on-one aggressive catches, but before that, he needs 3 catches of at least 20 yards or more, so we're feeding DeAndre Hopkins, and now he is activated. Double Me is ready to go, which means you better double that man, or he's going over your head for an easy touchdown. You have to double team Hopkins when he's in the zone. And in the same game, we got Chandler Jones with Fearmonger. Now, when he gets into the zone, he can affect the QB with pressure, even while engaged with blockers. He can force those inaccurate passes, and to get him in the zone, he needs 3 sacks. And you see, he's all over Russell Wilson. Fearmonger is activated. He's creating pressure, and he's all over Russell Wilson, putting him on the turf. We've got Ezekiel Elliott with the Freight Train X Factor. When he gets in the zone, he has an increased chance of breaking the first tackle on a play. To get him into the zone, you need 5 rushes of 10 or more yards. It's a little bit harder to get him in the zone, but once he does, we activate Freight Train, and now it's time to run people over. You're gonna need more than one defender out there to take down a Freight Train. Come here, Blake Martinez. Come get some of this Freight Train as we're dragging defenders over the goal line for a touchdown. Derrick Henry also has Freight Train, so remember, you need 5 rushes of 10 or more yards, and once you complete that, you will be in the zone. And with a guy the size of Derrick Henry, I would hate to see him with Freight Train activated because you know he's about to run clean over people. It's activated. We're looking for contact. You're not bringing me down on the first tackle as we drag defenders into the end zone for a touchdown. This is probably the best running back X Factor. Up next, we have Christian McCaffrey with his ankle breaker X Factor. When he gets in the zone, he has a higher chance of faking defenders out after a catch. To get him in the zone, he needs 5 catches of 10 or more yards. That's not too hard for Christian McCaffrey, the best receiving back in the league. Now we got him activated. Ankle breakers ready to go after the catch. He's faking out the first defender. He's faking out 2 defenders right here. Watch how nasty this was. You can't tackle this man when he's in the zone. Here comes Nick Chubb and his Wrecking Ball X Factor. When he enters the zone, he has a high chance of breaking a tackle on the next 3 truck or stiff arm ball carrier moves. To get him into the zone, he needs 5 rushes of 10 or more yards. Here we go, Wrecking Ball is activated. We're trucking over defenders, but the next guy was there to wrap up. So you know what, it's 4th and 3. We don't care. We have Wrecking Ball activated. We're running over defenders, reaching out over the goal line for a touchdown. Get out of the way of a Wrecking Ball because you're not stopping it in its tracks. Up next, we have Saquon with the first one free X Factor. When he gets in the zone, he has a high chance of faking out the first defender with a juke, spin, or hesitation move. He needs 5 rushes of 10 or more yards to enter the zone. And here we go. First one free is active with the spin move, faking out 2 defenders at one time. And we're breaking tackles just to add insult to injury. Watch this one back in slow motion. The double fake out. The first one is free when Saquon enters the zone. Dalvin Cook also has first one free, so remember, you need 5 rushes of 10 or more yards to get him in the zone, and to be honest, that is light work for one of the best running backs in the league in Dalvin Cook. And here we go, first one free, activated. Do not try to tackle this man when he's in the zone, because if you do, you're going to end up on the ground looking silly like this guy, just getting juked straight out of your cleats. The first one is always free. In that same game, we've got Danielle Hunter, who is an unstoppable force. Remember, when this guy gets in the zone, he's going to make those quick block sheds, and he needs 3 sacks to enter the zone. You see him all over Teddy Bridgewater here. Here we go. The unstoppable force is activated. You cannot contain him. You cannot hold him off. He's getting to the QB no matter what. Here comes Michael Thomas and his max security X Factor. When he gets in the zone, he has a high success rate on possession catches. To get him into the zone, you need to make 6 catches in a row, and that is light work for the reception leader, Michael Thomas. He makes catches all day long and rarely drops a pass. Now he's going to be in the zone with max security active, so it doesn't matter how contested the catch is. If you go for a possession catch, there's a very high chance you're coming down with the ball over the middle in traffic, getting hit. It doesn't matter. He's going to hold on to the ball with max security. And on the other team, we have Julio Jones with Double Me. Remember, when this is active, you win one-on-one aggressive catches, and to get him into the zone, you need 3 catches of 20 or more yards. That is pretty easy for Julio Jones, one of the best receivers in NFL history. He's active. Double Me's ready to go. You better double that man. Janoris Jenkins is not going to be enough as he goes over there. Malcolm Jenkins gets there too late, and Double Me claims another victim with a huge catch down the field. Jumping back to the other team, once again, we have Cam Jordan with Unstoppable Force. You already know how this works. You're going to shed those blocks quickly when you get him in the zone, and he needs 3 sacks to enter the zone. As you can see here, he's all over Matt Ryan, much like he is in real life, and now the Unstoppable Force is activated. You may hold him momentarily, but he's going to power through, and he's going to get to you and put you into the turf. You can try, but you can't stop he who is unstoppable. And it looks like Double Me is back to claim another victim with Mike Evans. Remember, you're going to win those one-on-one aggressive catches, but first, you need 3 catches of 20 or more yards, and this one's going to help right here on the deep post over the middle of the field. Mike Evans making crazy catches, and we are activated. It's Double Me time. You better double that man. You can't stop him one-on-one. Mike Evans going up for the huge grab. Stephan Diggs is coming through with the rack 'em up X Factor. When he gets in the zone, he's going to win those one-on-one rack attempts, but first, he needs 5 catches of 20 or more yards to get into the zone, and right now, Josh Allen is dropping him straight dimes. He's activated. You better keep somebody over the top when he's in the zone, or else he's going to rack 'em up for easy touchdowns. Here's Keenan Allen with the max security X Factor. We already know how this works. He's going to make those possession catches when he gets in the zone, but first he needs 6 straight catches, and that's not too difficult for Keenan Allen. He's always sure-handed, and he's a route technician. He's about to enter the zone. This is what Keenan Allen can do for you when he has max security. Possession catch, touchdown. Staying in the same game here, we have Derwin James with reinforcement. When he enters the zone, he's going to shed those run blocks easier, and he's going to disrupt all catches. To get him into the zone, you can get an interception like he just got right there, or you could get 3 tackles for a loss or 3 pass deflections. He's now in the zone. We're activated. He can shed those run blocks easy, but he's going to disrupt catches even better. Do not try this man when he's in the zone. You will not complete the pass. Staying with the same game, we've got Von Miller with Fearmonger. We know how this works. He needs 3 sacks, and once he enters the zone, he's going to put pressure on the QB. Even if he's still engaged in a block, he can force those inaccurate passes as he's all over the quarterback here. Fearmonger, active. We're getting loose. Come here, Herbert. Safety for the Broncos. Up next, we have Amari Cooper with the max security X Factor, and you already know we've seen it a few times already. When he gets in the zone, he's going to make those possession catches pretty much no matter what, but to get in the zone, he needs to get 6 catches in a row, and that shouldn't be too hard for one of the best receivers in the league. He's racking up the catches now, and max security is officially activated. It doesn't matter that the catch is contested. He's going to pull it down every time with max security. Oh yes, it's time for Double Me to claim another victim. Adam Thielen can win the one-on-one aggressive catches, but first he needs 3 catches of 20 or more yards, and he's putting them together right now. He is about to get activated. You already know what comes next. You better double that man, or else he's going over your head for an easy touchdown. Up next, we have Tyreek Hill, and he's about to rack him up. He's going to win the one-on-one rack catches when he's in the zone, but first he needs to make 5 catches of 20 or more yards, and with that 99 speed, he's going to be a problem when he gets in the zone. Not only that, but we have Mahomes activated with Bazooka at the same time. You better put someone over the top of Tyreek, or he's going to rack him up for an easy touchdown. Deuces. Next, we have a double me tight end with Travis Kelce. We've seen it a bunch of times. We already know the deal. 3 catches of 20 or more yards, and then he gets in the zone where he can win one-on-one aggressive catches. Let's see if the Raiders are going to be smart enough to put an extra defender on him. We don't know. We can only wait to find out. It doesn't look like they're going to do it. You know the drill. You better double that man, or he's going to make an easy grab for a touchdown. Up next is George Kittle with Yak 'em Up. When he gets in the zone, he's going to break the first tackle after a catch. But before he gets in the zone, he needs 5 catches of 20 or more yards. The highest rated tight end in the game, doing work, putting together his catches, and now Yak 'em Up is activated, which means even the likes of the Honey Badger cannot bring him down on the first tackle attempt. But you know what? We're really close to the end zone. Let's try to punch it in. We have Yak 'em Up activated. We're looking for contact because we're going to break right through it for an easy touchdown. Here comes Chris Jones with momentum shift. When he enters the zone, he will wipe out any opposing players who are in the zone, or he will also reset their progress to 0 if they're close to getting in the zone. All he needs is 3 sacks to enter the zone, and here he is. It's active. Momentum officially has been shifted. George Kittle has been knocked out of the zone because Chris Jones entered the zone. Here we have Nick Bosa with the relentless X Factor. When he gets in the zone, his pass rush moves are free. Normally they cost you a point and you have a certain amount of points each play, but his are free. He needs 2 sacks or 2 tackles for loss. Now he's in the zone, he's getting loose, and it doesn't cost him a thing. He's putting Mahomes in the turf. That's what you call a relentless pass rusher. Fletcher Cox is coming through with Fearmonger. We've seen this one a couple times. He can create pressure when he gets in the zone, even if he is still engaged in a block. But to get in the zone, he needs 3 sacks, and you can see he's fighting for it here. He's going to get to Jared Goff and put him down, and now he is in the zone. Fearmonger activated. He's shedding blocks, he's creating pressure, and he's sacking Jared Goff once again. Here comes Aaron Donald with the blitz X factor. When he gets in the zone, all of the blocker resistance for the offensive line gets wiped clean. This year, the offensive line builds up resistance to pass rush moves throughout the game to better block you. But if Aaron Donald gets 3 sacks, he gets in the zone, and that means the blocker resistance is wiped completely, which means even if he doesn't get the sack, there's a better chance for one of his teammates to shed a block because all of the resistance for the O-line has been set back to the beginning of the game, and that's what happens here. His teammate gets to Carson Wentz. Sticking with the Rams, we have Jalen Ramsey and the bottleneck X factor. When he gets in the zone, he's going to aggressively win the man press attempts. All he needs to do is get 3 pass deflections or an interception, which is pretty easy. If you're going to test Ramsey, he's going to rack those up pretty quick. And just like that, he has entered the zone. Bottleneck activated. He's in a man press assignment, which means it's going to be a long day for the wide receiver. As you can see, he's going to struggle to get off the press, and he's going to be locked up the entire way. Carson Wentz had to check it down elsewhere because Ramsey was all over Alshon Jeffrey here. Here's another clip on Deshaun Jackson. You can see a nice press attempt, and he stays in his hip pocket the entire time. Up next is TJ Watt with unstoppable force. We've seen this a few times already. We already know if he gets those 3 sacks, he's going to enter the zone with unstoppable force, which means it's pretty much a guarantee he's going to get to the QB almost instantly because an unstoppable force is just that. It's unstoppable and it's activated. Come here, Kirk Cousins. Strip sack just to add insult to injury. Harrison Smith is coming through with the reinforcements. You know how this works. If he enters the zone, he's going to shed run blocks quicker, and he's going to disrupt catches easier. To get in the zone, he needs either 3 tackles for loss, 3 pass deflections, or an interception like you just saw there. Now he is activated. Don't test him because he's bringing the reinforcements, and it's resulting in an interception for the Vikings. Here comes JJ Watt with Relentless. We just went over this one. When he gets into the zone, his pass rush moves are free, and he just needs 2 sacks or 2 tackles for loss to get in the zone. And let's be honest, that's pretty easy work for one of the best of all time. JJ is activated. Relentless is coming for Baker Mayfield and resulting in a sack. It's time to claim another unstoppable force victim with Myles Garrett. You know how this works. When he gets in the zone, he's going to block shed and get to the QB pretty much immediately. He just needs 3 sacks to get to that point, and he's making it look easy right now. He is active, unstoppable force time, and when this happens, not even the Houston Houdini, Deshaun Watson, can escape the grasp of Myles Garrett. Up next, we have Calais Campbell with Run Stuffer. When he gets in the zone, he's going to be much more successful on his block shed attempts versus run plays. He just needs 3 tackles for loss to get into the zone. And now we have Run Stuffer activated as he's been in the Niner backfield all day. You better not run his way when he's got Run Stuffer active because you're not going anywhere. He's going to eat your lunch all day when he's in the zone. Richard Sherman is coming through with the shutdown X factor. When he gets in the zone, he's going to have tighter coverage and make more contested interceptions in zone coverage. To get in the zone, he needs 3 pass deflections or he can get an interception, which he just did right there. You don't want to test him, especially not when he's in the zone because he's going to knock the ball out and get interceptions. You're going to see right here, knocking the ball out because he is in the zone. Do not try him because now you're going to try him again. He's going to go up and he's going to snag this interception. Nope. Even if you're Lamar Jackson, the MVP, you never test a shutdown corner, especially when he's in the zone. How's about some more unstoppable force? We already know the drill. Joey Bosa is going to come through. He's going to get his 3 sacks, and after his 3 sacks, well, then he's going to be an unstoppable force. And at that point, good luck blocking him. But it doesn't look like the Packers have an answer for him anyway, as he is living in the backfield all day. Unstoppable force activated, and now Aaron Rodgers is back in the turf for the 4th time today. He is having a rough game. Up next is Jaire Alexander with the shutdown ability. He's going to get tighter coverage and more picks on contested catches while he's in the zone. He just needs 3 pass deflections or an interception to enter the zone, and now he is active with shutdown. Please do not test this man when he's in the zone because that's going to end up in an easy pick for the Green Bay cornerback. Did anybody ask for some more unstoppable force? Well, too bad, because we're about to get it with DeMarcus Lawrence. 3 sacks, and he enters the zone, and he is in the Buffalo backfield, just causing a ton of problems. D-Law getting after Josh Allen. It's a long day for him, and now the unstoppable force is activated, which means good luck trying to block this man. He's off the edge, he's putting you in the turf, and he's forcing a fumble just to add insult to injury. Here comes another shutdown cornerback, Darius White. You already know when he gets in the zone, he's going to have tighter coverage and more contested interceptions. All he needs is 3 pass deflections or an interception. You don't want to test this man because, as you can see, he's good enough even without the X factor. But now he's active with shutdown, which means you definitely don't even want to think of looking his way, because if you do, this is the result: an interception for the defense. Tyrann Mathieu coming through with the reinforcements. We know how this one works too. You shed run blocks quicker and you disrupt catches when you're in the zone. You just need 3 tackles for loss, 3 pass deflections, or an interception. As you can see, Honey Badger all over the place, and now he's active. He's going to shed the block and get to Chris Carson. You cannot block this man when reinforcements are activated. I'm sorry, Metcalf, but the Honey Badger, he's got places to be. He's got to meet Chris Carson for the tackle. Here comes another shutdown cornerback, Stephan Gilmore, the highest rated cornerback in Madden. You know the drill. He needs 3 pass deflections or an interception, and then he enters the zone where he has tighter coverage and more picks on contested catches. I don't know why you would want to test Stephan Gilmore. It's not a wise decision, even when he's not in the zone, but now he's activated with shutdown, and I hate to break it to you, this is going to result in an interception. You never ever want to test a shutdown cornerback. And his teammate Devin McCourty is coming through with zone hawk. He needs 3 pass deflections or an interception, and then he enters the zone where he's going to have improved reaction time and more interceptions in zone coverage. Sam Darnold is seeing ghosts right now. He's just consistently throwing at the 2 best defenders on the Patriots, and now the zone hawk is activated. Look at him. He's all over the place. He's on top of every pass. Even if he doesn't get a pick, look at his reaction time. You can't throw anywhere near him. We saved the best new ability for last, Jamal Adams with his Avalanche X Factor. If he hits you with 5 hit sticks in the game, he's going to get activated, and that means if you're running head up on him and he lands a hit stick, boom, the ball is coming out and it's going to the defense. Do not ever run head up with an Avalanche, because this is going to be the result. You're going to end up on your back and the ball on the turf. His teammate Bobby Wagner has the same ability. 2 avalanches on the same team. That is a lot to deal with. You want to avoid him like the plague, because if he lands these hit sticks too many times, he's going to get in the zone, and you don't want that to happen. I don't care if you're the MVP Lamar Jackson. You never run head up with an avalanche, because this is going to be the result. Get put on your back. Give the ball to the defense. Never, ever go near an avalanche. I hope you guys enjoyed this video activating all 50 X Factor players in the game. Please share this video with your friends if you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I will see you guys next time.